The filling up. When you're done with the wet sanding of the hard stoppings and the rest of the wheel, let the wheel dry for at least 24 hours and then put on shellac on all naked spots. Now it is time for the filling up. The filling up stuff is made of equal parts lead white powder, raw umber powder, and pure linseed oil varnish. Instead of the linseed oil varnish, you can use the 3-hour gold size. To binding the raw umber and to thinning the mixture, I'm using turpentine. You are grinding the lead powder with the varnish and the umber powder with the turpentine, mixing the two together and thinning to a consistency that is almost as thick as soured milk, and then strain off all lumps that is left. This filling up stuff is brushed on the wheel at least 1, 2, 3 and 4 times. Because it is so thick, each layer have to dry for at least 24 hours. As I mentioned before, this type of filling up paint is put on 4 times in 4 layers, so that you will have something to do the sanding on without going into the bare wood. To make it easy for yourself, you can start with the first layer very dark, and then you make the other layers lighter and lighter, so you know where you are when you start your wet sanding. If you are anything uncertain, put on more layers. It only gets easier for you when you do the wet sanding. To continue the work on these wheels now, it's time for the wet sanding. But before you do the wet sanding, you have to stain the wheel with a black color, and you can use any type of oil alkyd color for that purpose. You mix it just 50-50 with a little bit of turpentine, and you stain it on the wheel. All that color, that black color you put on now, is going to be sanded away. And once that is sanded away, you will find out if there is any spot, any dents somewhere that you have to put on a little bit more of putty, or if you can just go further with start painting the wheel, with putting on the finishing paint. So now when the wheel is painted all over with the black marker, I just let it stay for over the night, and tomorrow morning I can start the wet sanding, the very tedious wet sanding.